Perfect.
All right. Hi, this is Stephen Taylor, President of VPA. I'm here with Ryan Cudahy of Fredericksburg's Economic Development and Tourism Department. I'd like to talk to him about a new program that the Fredericksburg Economic Development Authority and City Council would like for us to know about. It involving local film incentive program they've developed as part of its economic development programs in hopes of developing greater film tourism there. Well, Ryan, why don't you tell us about the program?
Thank you, Stephen. So as a lot of filmmakers know, each state has their own incentives that they reimburse, whether it be a grant or a tax credit. The state has a lot of these for productions, including Virginia. The Virginia Film Office and the VPA are doing extraordinary work with that. And so what we've done in Fredericksburg is come up with our own level of film incentives. Now, it's not as much as what the state can offer. However, we felt that if the Virginia Film Office and if Virginia is able to offer incentives to productions too, why can't we as well? Because we think Fredericksburg is a great location for film production. We think that we have so much to offer here. And because of that, we think that this incentives program is a very attractive way for productions to show up here. And a good example is, let's say a production comes to Fredericksburg and they need lodging for their crew, or they need catering, or they need tent rentals, or they need generator rentals. Now, normally all productions need all of those things. What we're going to do is any production that spends money within the 22401 zip code, if a production spends money within the 22401 zip code, they're going to receive a 25% financial reimbursement based on their entire spend in Fredericksburg. So the incentives are 25%, and then it caps off at $15,000. But that means that a production who might be getting incentives from the Virginia Film Office is also getting $15,000 or maybe a little bit less from the city of Fredericksburg as well.
Interesting. Now, how long has this been in place? How long have you been doing it?
We got approved by the Economic Development Authority in Fredericksburg. We got approved by them in June, and we've launched a few weeks after that. So we're ready to go. It's just been about a month and a half now that we've had it open, but we're excited to see who's going to apply.
Who is eligible to apply?
So some of the types of projects can include a feature film, a documentary. We have a documentary series that might shoot in Fredericksburg. A TV series are eligible to be shot here, and commercials. We want to stress that we're also keeping these incentives open for different commercials that want to shoot in Fredericksburg. Some groups that aren't eligible are like short films or music videos. We're trying to keep a level. We want these productions to be ones that people are going to hopefully see on TV, hopefully see during commercials, and want to check out those different locations that they see in their favorite TV series or commercials that could be in Fredericksburg. In addition to that, we're also hoping that this will have a great economic benefit, a great economic impact to the city itself. And we think a feature film or a series or a documentary can provide that.
Okay, understood. Now, can you tell us, is it only for Virginians or anyone's eligible to apply who's shooting in that zip code?
Anyone who's doing the projects that I just mentioned, whether they be from Virginia or they be outside of Virginia, is eligible to apply for this. It all depends. We want to make sure they're not portraying Fredericksburg in a negative light. But if they apply, of course, we have our application online at fredericksburgva.com. If they apply and are eligible and shoot within Fredericksburg and spend money within Fredericksburg, we will reimburse them for that. We heavily encourage people outside of Virginia to apply, but we're also excited for Virginian productions to come here as well, because I've always been a firm proponent. I used to work in film, and I've always been a firm proponent of getting more Virginian filmmakers to elevate their voices, and I'm very excited to do that as well.
Well, sure, folks in the VPA and sponsors of the VPA are very excited to learn that. Now, you did indicate the programs when we spoke about this can be combined with incentives from the state.
Absolutely, because we recognize that while our incentives are attractive, they're not everything a production needs. So what we encourage people to do is apply for the Virginia Film Office incentives. They're not required to apply for the incentives that the Virginia Film Office can grant. However, we do think it's good, and we do require them to establish contact with the Virginia Film Office just so we know who we're talking to and learn a little bit more about them from both the Virginia Film Office and both for us. In addition to that, we think that it's important for the state and the Commonwealth, I should say, keeping it Virginian. We think it's important for the Commonwealth to support filmmakers, and we think that this is a great opportunity for us to both work with the film office in the state, as well as the incentives that we offer to bring more production here.
Okay. Now, to apply, you indicated that you go to Fredericksburg's website.
Fredericksburgva.com, you go to resources, and then you go to Economic Development Authority. We have all the information there for people to apply, including the application itself.
Okay, excellent. And I suspect if they need some assistance, their numbers, contact information, would that lead to you?
It would lead to me. It would lead to me. I have my email and my phone number on the website, and you can reach out to me with any questions you have.
Okay, fantastic. Now, what should filmmakers know about Fredericksburg as a place to shoot and do business? What do you want them to know?
So Fredericksburg is known for its history. We were the boyhood home of George Washington. And we also had a Civil War battle right in the middle of downtown Fredericksburg, as well as battlefields all around the city. But while we are proud of our history, and we encourage historical productions to come to Fredericksburg and shoot here, I think there's plenty for that. While we're proud of our history, we're also proud of what I call modernized history in Fredericksburg. A good example of that is a restaurant that's based out of Fredericksburg called Foodie. Foodie was a bank throughout the 1900s, and before that was a building during the Civil War that Abe Lincoln actually spoke on the steps on one side, and at another point Jefferson Davis spoke on the steps on another. It's now a gourmet restaurant. And we've really done a good job in Fredericksburg, I think, of expanding our history and building upon it and seeing what else we can offer from both an economic standpoint and from a storytelling standpoint. And I think that's where it comes into play with Fredericksburg film. We have beautiful locations. That's the first thing, is we have a lot of great locations. We're right on the Rappahannock River. We have a bridge that overlooks the Rappahannock River that would be perfect for landscape productions. We also have forested areas for walking that wouldn't be too hard for an outdoor film. It wouldn't be like having to hike up a full mountain, but it has the perfect look you're looking for. We have that small town feel. We have the historical aspect. There's so much here for filmmakers to experience. And if you go to the Virginia Film Office's website, you can check out that we do have a lot of great locations on there as well. So we're excited that if filmmakers consider us, because we think we have a lot to offer from a location standpoint, and we think this film incentives program can help with that as well.
Excellent to know. Now, other things that when we have talked about this in prior discussions, other things that I think filmmakers might be interested in knowing about Fredericksburg, and that is about its lodging availability, and with your fabulous antique shops downtown. I think we talked once about things that might be available to folks in the props department.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I've talked about this before with you, but I worked on the TV series Swagger, which was shot in Richmond, and I coordinated with the props department all the time. Their office is right directly across from our office, and I got to see just how many props I needed. Whether it was a basketball show, so they needed probably 1,000 basketballs or whatever it was. Let's say you are shooting, for that example, a sports series in Fredericksburg. We think that we have stores that we could offer that for. Like you said, the antique shops. We have a lot of unique stores in Fredericksburg that would be perfect for people to check out. We also encourage that because not only does it support local businesses, it gives a little bit of promotion in some cases to local businesses. So we think that from a prop standpoint, that applies to what we're doing with the film incentives program as well. If someone spends money at a local store for props, absolutely that counts as a reimbursement.
Excellent. So in sum, Fredericksburg, great for lodging, great for shooting, colonial, revolutionary, Civil War, wonderful interior spaces, exterior, water settings along the Rappahannock, town settings, plenty for a filmmaker to consider. And I guess if someone wanted to do site locations, scouting, and things like that, would they contact you in your office?
Absolutely. They can contact me. Like I said, I work for economic development and tourism. We as a city would be happy to show them around. We'll gladly take them to lunch, figure out what it works best for you guys. We want to be hospitable with this, and we will be. So we're really excited for you guys to come visit and scout for your production.
Okay. And once more before we close, where do they find information and the application on the web?
So if they go to fredericksburgva.com, go to resources, and then go to Economic Development Authority. The Film Incentives Program will be under that, and it'll have all the information you need to apply, as well as the application.
And for folks who might need a little bit extra help or some guidance, or would like to learn some background, or if they have other questions, you're the man to contact. Ryan Cudahy.
I am the man. You can find Ryan Cudahy. You can find my contact information on that page, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or help you in any way I can.
All right. Well, thank you for this. Thank you for letting us know. We look forward to working with you guys to make sure that people know. We look forward to putting up information on VPAs on our listserv, social media, to let folks know how they can reach you. We'll look forward to getting those types of things out to membership and those who subscribe to the social media and follow us. And thank you so much for keeping us in mind. It's great meeting you here at RIF down at here in Richmond. And
that was great.
And look forward to connecting with you up in Fredericksburg.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Everyone, we're looking forward to seeing what you bring to Fredericksburg. We're excited for it.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.